Hello, good people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, the central issue of discussion on the political scene is the fact that the NNPP governor of Kano State has been kicked out of office by the Election Petition Tribunal. And this is quite shocking because he had a very overwhelming victory over APC and PDP. But shockingly, he has been kicked out. A lot of reactions are trailing these events on the social media. Now, according to the news, the Kano State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal on Wednesday sacked Governor Abba Kabar Yusuf and declared the candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC Nasiru Gawuna winner of the March 28 governorship polls. Reading of the judgment was transmitted visually via Zoom, a teleconference service, as the panel members were not physically in court. The ruling came weeks after lawyers of both parties made their closing argument on behalf of the clients on 21st of August. Recall the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) had declared that the NNPP polled 1,019,602 votes to defeat the APC, with the candidate Nasa Gawuni, who scored 890,705 votes. The NNPP candidate thus won with a margin of 128,897 votes. However, the APC filed a petition at the tribunal to challenge the result declared by the electoral body. Yusuf, who contested on the platform of the NNPP, was declared winner of the election by the INEC. After the declaration by INEC, Gawuni or Gawuna congratulated Yusuf, but the All Progressive Congress headed to court to challenge the victory. The three-man panel on Wednesday ordered the withdrawal of certificate of return, which INEC presented to Yusuf, and directed a certificate of return to be issued to Gawuna. The court deducted 165,663 votes from Yusuf as invalid, stating that the ballot papers were not stamped or signed and therefore declared invalid. And this has triggered a lot of tension right now in Kano State. There have been diverse kind of reactions coming from mostly those who are resident of Kano State, and according to the information that we got, has is that the ancient city of Kano is tense up following that the ruling of the Election Petition Tribunal, citizens said, which upturned the victory of Governor Abba Kabar Yusuf of the New Nigeria People's Party in the March 18, 2023 governorship election. Residents were seen running helter-skelter as they were rushing back to their various homes for safety. And from observation, a skirmish along Murtala Mohammed Way near Kano Club as motorists drove in one lane to avoid being caught up in the situation. Mild celebrations were observed in some area of Tarauni as locals sang songs written in honor of Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna. Some supporters were also seen involving themselves in bike taunts with the flag of the APC. APC also had sent out an info to owners of Demolish shops that they will be compensated, and this came via the office of the chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC in Kano, Abdullahi Abbas. According to the info, the chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC in Kano, Abdullahi Abbas, has led hundreds of party supporters in prayer at the Kofa Mata Aid Ground, the site of one of the demolished shopping complex. The purpose of the prayer session, according to Abbas, was to thank Almighty Allah for the party's victory at the Kano State Governorship Election Tribunal, which returned Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna as the winner of the March 18, 2023 election. Speaking after the prayers, he said Kano people have every right to celebrate the return of APC because it is a party and government that associated with the feelings of citizens. According to him, he said, we are back to correct the wrongs and the imperial tendencies meted out on you, our beloved Kano citizens. Be assured that things will return to normalcy and your businesses will boom again. Abbas noting that Kano as a commercial nerve center of northern Nigeria has been relegated to the background in a few days of the illegal NNPP government and promised that sanity would be restored with the return of APC. According to him, he says, we are going to return all demolished shops to those who were victimized and whose hard-earned wealth was destroyed. This is a promise, and we will certainly fulfill it, which means the chairman of the party himself is almost like the governor, because I don't understand why the party chairman should be the one coming out to tell the people that they're going to do all of that when the main victor and the person who won at the tribunal has not yet spoken. Well, for many people, it doesn't. I don't think it has triggered any shock for most Nigerians because we're expecting something like this to happen already. We have seen some attitude by the so-called by the judiciary, pointing to the fact that they can't really be trusted. I must put it that way because, unfortunately, what we have seen thus far, they have been conflicting judicial presidencies thus far. I mean, taking the pains for INEC give to check 165,000 votes and declare that it is invalid when the same INEC gave CTC of the results. Some of them were blank. Some of them, there was nothing written on it. Some of them were pictures of people, and the judges said it was normal, and they didn't even talk about it, neither to condemn it. So all of that leaves us with so much questions around judiciary, and I think that the judiciary have a long way to go because, unfortunately, most Nigerians would change those proclamations that they are the final bus stop for any common man. Because what we are saying, sometimes you see different things happening here and the other one, and interestingly, seeing that. The whole thing did not hold in the courtroom. Maybe to avoid any form of wahala, they had to use a teleconference app, Zoom, to make that happen. Putting all of that together, you just know that something is wrong somewhere. But however, we know that Abbas still have an upper. He can't be hoisted out of office as far as he has not accepted it. It's for him to file for the issue to be reviewed at the Supreme Court. But there are a lot of fears that he may not win. I think what turned this whole thing to what we are seeing right now is the fact that Abbas, when he came on board, the first thing he did was, sorry, Yusuf, when he came on board, the first thing he did was to go after the former governor of the state. And going after the former governor of the state, who incidentally is now the APC national chairman. That was a wrong move by him. Personally, I think he would have congratized his position first before before he start mounting pressure on on his predecessor. It was wrong because, unfortunately, in Nigeria, the ruling party, especially at the national level, have so much power, and they can go an extra mile in determining things. So I think that was the first mistake he made, and before we know, we started seeing all of this happen. However, let's wait to see the next move of the Kano state governor, who has been hoisted out by the tribunal. Will bring